California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Derek Fisher, Mike Bresnahan. Ali is down at Crypto. The Lakers lose in the most brutal brutal fashion there, guys. Mistakes on the defensive end. When you look at those last couple of possessions, the foul by AD on the 3, and then Kleba hitting that one, the dagger. Also, empty possessions offensively down the stretch. Didn't score for a couple minutes there when they had that 107-102 lead. 19 of 31 from the free throw line. And on a night where the Warriors lost, the T-Wolves lost, and you had Dallas right there, Lakers had a chance to be tied for 7th. Hurts them in the standings as well. Big game, James. Brutal.
Yeah, it's a damn shame that they couldn't take care of this one at home after coming back from a deficit. I think they were down 9 at one point, and
down 9 going into the 4th.
Yeah, and they were able to. It was an ugly game. I mean, they didn't really play, the way that they had anticipated. I mean, 19 for 31 from the free throw line. The inability to really curtail Kyrie Irving was a one-man show. Not to curtail that, maybe get it out of his hands early was. And then the big foul on the three-point play was just, that's just punished. You can't do that. Games in hand. You just can't foul a three-point shooter, and then you got to make your free throws. This was going to hurt. This is the worst loss of the year for me. I don't even have a lot of words for it. I mean, we can look at the stats, talk about all that, but the inability to take care of this game. Houston was bad enough without AD, but then to come home knowing you need a win after every other team that needed to lose a game lost a game, it's going to hurt, man.
Fish, did you have flashbacks to the Indiana game?
Yes.
It's almost the same kind of play.
Yeah, similar situation, where late in the game, a guy's driving the ball, 2 guys are on him, and I feel like AD, out of the corner of his eye, he just saw a white jersey underneath the basket, didn't realize Jared Vanderbilt pretty much had that guy under control. So the Lakers ended up with AD and Jared standing under the basket with one Mavericks player, and Kleber's wide open out on the perimeter. And it's just in a late game with a low clock, there's not enough time to make certain passes, but that's where Jared still has.
And you have Wenyen Gabriel with so many offensive rebounds. I believe he had more by himself than the Dallas Mavericks did. I mean, this was shaping up to be the ultimate team effort. 6 guys in double figures for the Lakers. And instead, it's just massive disappointment, especially with Minnesota losing, Golden State losing. They could have hung a loss on Dallas. And just for good measure, New Orleans, right below them in the standings, also lost. Lakers could not take advantage of it.
Yeah, big opportunity to move up. We talked about getting into that 6th spot, still a possibility in the pregame show, and how that was the goal. Every guy talked about it. Dennis today at shoot-around. Darvin Ham, opportunity to move and be right there. Would have been a game behind the Warriors, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Free throws, James, continue to frustrate everyone. I'm sure coaches, players, fans. 19 for 31. Another example of, just clean that up a little bit and probably win that game going away a little bit.
Yeah, it will be one factor to look at. I mean, there are a few, things to look at in this game, but 19 to 31, I mean, free throws, they're free. So I mean, as a team, you have to decide that, you're not going to leave the gym until you hit, 14 or so in a row as a group. 2, somebody else gets up, rotates 2. You just gotta work on that. It was just a tough loss, man. It's hard to put into words. 19 to 31 from the free throw line. Some really, inconsistent decisions on defense.
Yeah, James, a rough sequence for AD too. He fouls Maxey, shooting a 3 down the stretch, and the AD misses a free throw as well.
I'm curious, Brez, to hear what AD says about that, what he was thinking. Fish, I think we were talking about it when it happened, and I think Billy and Stu trying to go to the side maybe. But when you're looking at that play, a desperation 3, you're up 4 at that point. Kleber's just hoisting from from 25. That was a tough one. And then he's a 58% free throw shooter, but he steps up and hits all three.
Makes all three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, you're up 4.
Yeah.
So even if he does make it, of course, you want to contest the shot, but you're still up 1
Yes.
with the basketball, with the timeout. So that's not, going to beat you. And then the final possession, you're up 2. Worst case, you give up a 2.
Yeah.
And you go to overtime at home.
Yeah.
So just, it's why you make your free throws and you don't turn it over as much.
Yeah.
So you just don't even find yourself in that position, because when you're playing against other good NBA players, if you're in a position where they can beat you, this is what happens.
Good point. Let's hear from head coach Darvin Ham. He's speaking with the media.
Darvin, just starting with the last possession, obviously you guys flushed the ball out of Kyrie's hands. What did you see from there?
I mean, he got pretty much a line drive pass over to Kleber, but he had started torching us a little bit down the stretch, thus our decision to start blitzing him and double teaming him. And we made it difficult, try to be as active as possible. And, he found an open guy, and we didn't get there fast enough. But AD had a last-minute outstretched contest. But, it's tough. It's like Indiana all over again. But at the end of the day, the NBA players are a highly talented, elite skill level. But that makes it more of an emphasis in why you really have to control what you can control. And I thought we weren't disciplined in certain stages. We fouled, had some really bad fouls, fouling shooters. And also, we did the job we seek out to do every game, and that's win the free throw line. We got 31 attempts, but you got to make more than 19. We make our free throws, we're probably not having this conversation.
Just to follow up real quick, down the stretch offensively, too, you guys had them at 5 and were getting stops. What did you think of the shot quality?
I mean, we whether it's Dennis, Austin, D-Load, they made those shots. You just got to trust your players and trust that they're going to make plays and be aggressive. And sometimes, it's a make-or-miss league. And those same looks, you don't even mention them when they go in. And I've seen those same looks go in. But, I thought maybe the ball could have hopped around a little bit better. I thought we were trying to do the right thing and play the right way. But again, we were aggressive, thus the 31 free throws. But you have to make more than 19. And you can't foul shooters. We had some really bad fouls throughout the game. But again, we can't feel sorry for ourselves, man. As tough as this loss is, we got to pick ourselves up, wipe off the dust, and get ourselves out of the dirt, refill our cups up, and come out and try to get a win on Sunday.
Darvin, you had some individual efforts from Wenyen or Austin or Dennis when you went to them in the second half, energy-wise. But considering the circumstances, did you feel like it was good enough to start the game or to start the third quarter?
Yeah, we had these segments, man, these lulls that we tend to go through where, we're not getting stops, we're not finishing our defensive possessions with rebounds. We turn the ball over in some of those segments. So we just have to buckle down and tighten up, and just not be in such a hurry. I don't think anything is selfishly motivated by what you see on either side of the ball. I just feel like sometimes we get to going fast. We give our guys a lot of freedom. Sometimes they take opportunities that they think are there, they're not really there.